Welcome, guys. Welcome, everybody. This is almost things they happen for Nigeria. Oh, oh. Tinubu, Tinubu's government is about to send Nigeria on a war path with Benin Republic. And the funny thing is that Benin people are their descendants. They are all from the same descendants. Yoruba descendants. When Tinubu wanted to enter Niger, the north rose up. Matter of fact, the whole of Nigeria were like, no, cannot go and fight in Niger. Why? No, we're not doing that. The north stood with one voice. Benin Republic now, Macron call am, e don enter Benin Republic. Nah. E don do precision strike. They say na after the phone call with Macron, no, that's what they said. Now, this is the statement that they said ECOWAS put out on the Republic of Benin. According to, let me read the person that tweeted this. See, RNG statement issued after the unilateral incursion of Nigerian soldiers into Benin. Someone wants to have the Senate blindsided. Can you imagine? So they needed the Senate to approve. Okay? Now, this is the first statement. All right. It says ECOWAS Commission has received with consternation reports of attempted military takeover in the Republic of Benin. ECOWAS strongly condemns this constitutional move that represents a subversion of the will of the people. Can you imagine the will of the people? Meanwhile, Benin people were on the streets happily protesting in support of their military. This was signed in Abuja. You can tell that it was hurriedly done. Abuja, 7th December. They now, another one, they can't write another one. Number 2 statement. Further to the earlier statement on the Republic of Benin, we hereby inform the general public. Can you imagine? Quick. Pursuant to provision of relevant ECOWAS instruments, in particular Article 25E of the 1999 protocol relating to the mechanism for conflict prevention management, resolution, peacekeeping and security, and after consultation among members of the mediation and security council of level of heads of state and government, the chair of ECOWAS authority of heads of state and the government has ordered the deployment of elements of the ECOWAS standby force to the Republic of Benin with immediate effect. The regional force shall be made up of troops from the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Sierra Leone, Cote d'Ivoire, and Ghana. The force shall support the government and the Republican Army of Benin to preserve constitutional order and the territorial integrity of the Republic of Benin. Can you? Oh my God. Okay. See, Tinubu got an instruction. This is a Twitter handle from Africa. Alinaka says Tinubu got an instruction from his boyfriend in France to bomb Benin. What a useless old thing. Let me see what David Udeyin. Let me see. Because I know David Udeyin has been on a blocking spree. He don't block everybody. So since this whole thing happened, I should say I did among people when they block him, because he don't want America to come. And here I was, like lie, may they enter. Okay, okay, I'm able to see him. Maybe he has unblocked, or who knows? Wetin concern me. Okay, I was blocked. Okay, no problem. Let me see if I can see the important information I'm looking for. All right, this is it. All right. So, Africa needs a containment strategy for Nigeria. It is over. Nigeria has turned into Africa's Israel. There was a comment he made. Maybe I will go to Precious's video to pull that up. Maybe I'll have to go to that to pull that up. Yeah. Okay, it's on retweet. Let me see. On retweet. Let's see. Nigerian forces stood gallant. No, I'm looking for that. I'm trying to see if The interview is here. Shelter in place. This is 2 hours ago. The US has issued shelter-in-place orders to citizens in Cotonou, Benin, citing guns. So there's still gunfire ongoing. The video that I shared with you guys earlier, you can tell they're still fighting. This is like an hour ago. Explosion, road closures, and military activity amid coup. Okay? Now, this is the pockets. Armies cleared. Pockets of resistance remains loyal. Benin's President Patrice Talon, first statement since attempted coup. Situation is not under control. Benin people are not having it. They are still pushing. Let me see. Okay, well, let me find this video on is it retweet RT News? I want to think it is RT News. Let me see. Is it RT? Yeah. Tinubu don't carry us go where we not know. Ew. Tinubu don't carry us go where we not know. Hey, Usalu boy. Every day now one thing or the other. Okay, it's not on yet, I guess. I don't know. I can't find it. Where's the retweet handle? Tinubu don't carry us enter. He don't carry us enter where we don't know, my people. I can't find that video. Let me go to Precious's video. I think she mentioned something about it in her. Let's see. There we go.
Hey, did you know that SMUD is now paying Sacramento home?
Kai! Omo, me Nigeria just... Okay, Al Jazeera carry am, but let's see.
Another day to...
Hold on. I need us to get to
what's in the apple. Namdekano's new label citing corruption, terrorism.
I'll send my jet fighters to determine how they apology.
No, send jet fighters. Just tell me to send you some keg of palm wine from Undoki Kingdom.
No, Undoki, they do Undoki. When una been get expatriate, una know what they come. You go talk so talk.
And wake up.
Hold on.
So that you could like say.
Should recognize the sovereignty of Nigeria. Double standard.
Exactly. Eh?
So your leader feels, your president feels, oh, he's a master strategist. He knows it all. You can wake up and go into the airspace of another country.
I'm telling you. Eh?
When you feel that no other country should enter your airspace. The same madness your former president did, your late president, your stupid, hopeless late president Buhari did, when he went to Kenya and kidnapped him and became back to Nigeria.
Sir,
that is the kind of leaders you have in Africa. Leaders who have no respect for anybody.
The audacity.
This man, this president of Benin Republic, don't forget, do you know how many journalists has been locked up? Do you know how many TV stations, private, have been closed down? Because he does not want anyone to criticize him.
Kai!
So, and then...
Nigeria, it don't finish,
you are the best thing to happen to the country. When it comes to election, you will look for a way to rig the election to remain in power. And it will shock you also to know that, you know, in the span of how many years? 56 heads of state relinquished power in Africa, out of which 9 died in the office. They don't want to go. Then they're sick. They're not old. Come on, they don't want to come out. Allow the younger generation to take over. No, until they die there. And every day we wake up, we say, you know, our youths are leaders of tomorrow. And that tomorrow never comes. Because the old men who have lost who have lost every sense of reasoning, who do not understand what 21st century governance is all about, will not give way for the younger generation to come to power. And 13 of them stepped aside when the coup struck. So that is to show you that Africa, we keep talking about Africa, Africa, Africa. And anytime you mention Africa, the first thing that comes to the lips of anyone is resources. We have mineral resources. We have mineral resources. But you have mineral resources that you cannot use to better the life of your people. I didn't know your president could actually deploy fighter jets to Benin. Meanwhile, Nigerians are kidnapped daily.
So we have fighter jets.
The bandits are having a field day, and you cannot deploy such jets. So we're more interested in what is happening in Benin than what is happening in Nigeria. That is the impression we're getting. Maybe APC has also plans to tinker with the constitution so that the president can continue. So the president, what he's doing is protecting himself. In case it happens, the Republic will come and defend him. But for me, I think it's totally wrong. What our president did is totally wrong. First of all, being the commander-in-chief does not have the power to deploy without the consent. But then, we're talking about the consent of National Assembly. Rubber stamp, what do you expect? Tomorrow they'll tell you, overnight, they'll tell you that the president sent us communication and we approved immediately. See what Donald Trump has been going through in America with the Senate and the House of Rep, just because he said he wants to enter Nigeria for Christians to help avert the continuous killing of Christians. You saw that a committee was set up. You see how they've been debating on it. But your president was too quick to deploy. And then tomorrow, all the minions of the government will come out and tell you, yes, he has done the right thing. But they forget. They have forgotten. Everybody has forgotten that Benin Republic is a sovereign country. That the president of, they didn't call for you.
But the fact that Benin Republic, whether or not Benin Republic has been attacked or was attacked or bombed by Nigerian governments, cannot be ascertained, because from waiting we will hear, they just deploy fighter jets or deploy jets according to stories of APC carrier. But now they talk say there is every likelihood that they already started bombing those.
They don't bomb.
Yes, we got officially from
Pressure.
officially
The government said that
Nigeria
what-
deploys fighter jets to Benin Republic amid coup tensions.
Then
So
there
that's
was
the story
another follow-up report that the fighter jets have been withdrawn.
Yes, because
Because-
peace don't they
Why would you do that?
Why would they even send the fighter jet in the first
Have you
place?
forgotten that that is a sovereign country?
Exactly.
That's a sovereign nation.
They still bombed it
That
anyways.
is my argument. Have you forgotten? When Donald Trump made his tweet, what you saw a lot of Nigerians coming out to people that you have never even heard, they've never seen. Suddenly they became very patriotic.
It's a sovereign country.
Suddenly they came to the same level with ordinary Nigerians. But then,
Nigeria.
when it comes to
Oh,
another nation,
Tinubu.
we do not remember international protocol. We did that when they did it in Kenya, nothing happened. They can do it anywhere. And that is how callous the African, especially the Nigerian leadership has become. You act before you think.
All right, so let's dissect a bit what happened for the Benin Republic, because as it happened, the government of Benin Republic they talk saying and feel that say the president they okay. They were just able to, get hold of the television station, but they no fit penetrate their government house, as it were. The government of the Republic also talks that they don't arrest the people that may be involved for the coup. After saying some of them tried to run away or flee, and but they don't arrest them, right? But initially, we also heard that there was a bomb blast for some areas for inside Benin Republic. We hear of that bomb blast, and now that period, now they begin raise the fear of say, oh, Nigeria was involved in the bomb blast. In fact, people say they see smokes, way go up because of the attack. Okay, but let's, as I said earlier, the Republic react to the, they said they have arrested dozens of soldiers following the failed, what they call the failed attempt. They said 13 people were said to have been detained, while all but one of the suspects are serving, they say all of them, but one of the suspects are serving soldiers. The remaining detainee is said to be a former member of the armed forces, and so they talk. And let me see if I can get that story and then the evidence of the video, what's in the column, smoke where you say they say begin go up, where suggest say, oh, it looks like they have bombed the place.
Okay, Precious, let me quickly add this. Add this. You see what has played out in Benin Republic today, and the fact that Nigeria, openly got involved, is something that will haunt Nigeria for a long time.
I'm telling you.
Why do you think so? I'm coming to that too, because I'm going to come to how David Hunde was able to link the Nigerian president, Tinubu, and Macron's pressure to whatever it is that has to do with the deployment of fighter jets. I was going to come to that. But let's see if we could just speak quickly to the explosion that happened, will lead to all of this. So yes, explosion and sporadic gunfire were reported on Sunday morning at Tignon Barracks, located about 6 kilometers from Cotonou Airport, after soldiers involved in an attempted coup allegedly barricaded themselves inside the military facility. Casus Belli, an investigator, now they talk this from Nigeria. According to Belli, local informants said several Motinu's officers, realizing the operation had collapsed, were seen hurriedly stripping off their uniforms and changing into civilian clothes in a desperate effort to evade arrest. So the failed takeover was reportedly led by Lieutenant Colonel Pascal Tegui, who was declared head of self-styled military community for foundation during a pre-broadcast on national television early today. Now, the mutineers, that is people who call the mutineers, announced the suspension of the constitution and dissolution of President Patrice Talon's administration before the feed was abruptly cut off. So hours later, Interior Minister Alassane Seydou appeared in a recorded statement declaring the coup foiled and insisting that loyalist forces had regained control. Now, the minister assured citizens that order is being restored, though he offered no clarity on Tigre's whereabouts. Security sources told newsmen that the alleged ringleader may already be on the run. Now, despite the government's confidence, the ground situation around Tignon remained volatile throughout the day. So they say everywhere, just like say it for us throughout the day. Excuse me. Multiple residents confirmed hearing blasts of bursts of atomic fire well into the afternoon. Others reported seeing soldiers darting through nearby streets without insignia, bags in hand, looking for informal exit routes. A group of coup leaders are said to have taken refuge and barricaded themselves in the barracks, while Lieutenant Colonel Tigre, the leader of the coup, is reportedly on the run and being hunted by the Beninese authorities, according to investigators. Now, some of the soldiers in Tignon are said to be changing into civilian uniforms. Now, so eyewitness talk. Earlier, Belli tweeted that 3 unidentified aircraft, including a military transport aircraft, were spotted on flight radar arriving in Cotonou. 2 of the identified aircraft came from Nigeria. The transport aircraft came from every coast. Now, so the person tweets. Now, the attempted coup has jolted Benin, a republic often upheld as one of the West Africa's most predictable democracies. In swift reactions, ECOWAS and of course African Union don't condemn the attack and also say they don't feel for this kind of one at all. In fact, right now they don't deploy troops to go there. Now, let me get to how I think what's his name, David Lundin linked this to Emmanuel Macron, and I mean Emmanuel Macron tweeted earlier in the day, and then how he I think linked that to he said, I spoke with President Tinubu of Nigeria. He tagged him at official bat. I conveyed France's solidarity in the face of the various security challenges, particularly the terrorist threat in the north. At his sequel, we will strengthen our partnership with the authorities and our support for the affected population. I mean, he said quite a lot here, but I don't think this is the actual tweet I'm looking for, but I'm sure I'll get that. Because David quoted the tweet and then went on to say that how can any sovereign president decide to bomb your neighbor because at the behest of another president? So he did say. Let's see if I can just get a hold of a few of the tweets that David had tweeted this evening in regards to this for a proper context. He says, so if Bola Tinubu is still president of Nigeria by the end of tomorrow, I will no longer have any objection against those who sit to this member Nigeria. Such a country would no longer serve any purpose on this continent, and it will be an open danger to every African seeking freedom. And so in talk. But this is not the exact tweet that connected that dot. That's T rather. I'm going to get to it very quickly. For the sake of this, I'll have to source for it and then get them one at a time, because it's also proper to perhaps relate some of the things that has been going on so that other people will understand. And then he further went on to say that I think Nigeria is officially over tonight. Bombing your neighbor because a white guy in Paris told you to, carrying out airstrikes against a fellow African country because Emmanuel Macron wanted you to. Only apartheid South Africa ever did something like this. It's over. That's what you say, David tweet. And David has been trending this evening because some people are saying that he's just a rumor monger or a warmonger because Nigeria didn't actually strike Benin Republic. While others are saying, so why did they send fighter jets in the first place if they didn't intend to strike? And what was their business of sending the fighter jets? I mean, here are responses from people under that tweet. We cannot fall the time. Here are responses of some people. You can break that up of what people are saying concerning that tweet. But apart from these responses, people are genuinely worried because people actually did genuinely think that the Nigerian government not only deployed the military, but also went ahead to conduct an airstrike in Benin Republic. Let's see if a few more things that he has to say. So he said earlier that he just received a word that Nigerian army formations at the Ojo barracks in Lagos are preparing to stage an illegal invasion of Benin as soon as tonight. For the second time in 3 years, this, you can read it, wants to start a war in West Africa. SOS whoever still has a brain in Abuja, sharp, may they do something. Perhaps that's what he's trying to say. So here you see him connecting the conversation, connecting whatever airstrike or whatever people have experienced in terms of whatever bomb blast or any explosion what they don't experience for Benin Republic directly to Nigerian military. He did so. And then I think, let's see again here. Here he said, okay, he went on to say, a whole Nigeria now reduced to being a vessel of a country less than that size, how humiliating. I mean, that's quoting the post where Zagazaga Makola said that, Zagazola Makama said that the Nigerian government has deployed troops to Benin Republic. So the question first of all, what could face the coup? While it be some people they talk say the coup not be successful, that is the Benin Republic, the Benin government or Benin's government, they talk say the coup not be successful. The person who say conduct the coup was seen in a video where he came out to say that, despite complaint that people are saying that the coup was not successful, that it was indeed successful, and people should disregard the announcement that it's not successful. I think he said that in Benin Republic. Let's see. And let's take a listen to it.
Bonsoir. Je suis le colonel Tigre Pascal. Depuis ce matin, nous avons lancé une opération qui consiste à libérer le peuple béninois de la dictature de Patrice Talon et des libertés qu'il a longtemps arrachées au peuple béninois. Nous vous invitons à un soutien massif de notre action et nous appelons le gouvernement français à ne pas du tout s'initier dans les affaires intérieures de notre très cher pays, la République du Bénin.
Okay, so that's it. This now the person will be saying the coup winning. I think Tigray, Colonel Tigray from the Benin coup attempt. He said the pressure. What did people they talk? Say the attempts to pressure, to push down the coup or say this successful. Say that them see they in charge. He can't claim say Patrice Talon and the French allies and the Benin people should come out en masse to support the coup. So it can't be like say the people who plot the coup get a different message or different thing when they talk from the people who say they try to take over government from. But the most important question, I say, African Union don't condemn this. ECOWAS don't condemn it. Beyond condemning this and throwing their full support, because African Union, all of them must say they throw their full support on Talon, right? Beyond condemning this and supporting the government in power will be the democratic government. What are they doing? The leaders of African Union generally they do to make sure they strengthen their democracy to stop the kind of things where they cause this kind of coup to happen. I mean, it's been one too many coup across the Sahel. So what thing they do? They don't look inward to ask themselves questions, to do things so go fit stop this thing from reoccurring. It's not to not happen once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. Why is it hard for them to be truthful to themselves? Leave politicking and hunger for power aside and tell themselves the truth onto why are we having these issues repeatedly and what can we do to stop these repeated issues? Isn't that an ideal thing to do? I'm sorry to ask.
How many people or how many leaders are in ECOWAS? How many of them understand what democracy is? Then when you take it to African Union, how many of them really believe in the people? You have people who all they want is power. All they want is power. So it becomes difficult for them to look beyond their noses. If you look at the wealth around the African countries, and you look at the development that has come to Africa, Precious, with your own experience, are you happy to be an African? Are you happy to be an African? Let us be very realistic with ourselves. Why do you think Nigerians are in their droves leaving the country? Why do you think they're leaving the country in droves? It is because the African leaders.
Now, you are non-bad. You are nice. It's a disgrace. For me, I'm open for, let's just break it up. There's no need.
Bring it back. Well, I mean, we don't even need to go far. Let us bring it back to Nigeria.
There is no need at all. Let's just break up the country.
Nigeria has 33 mineral occurrences, the best you can think of in the world. I'm saying that authoritatively.
Such a shame to be a Nigerian right now. I'm not even going to lie.
With all these mineral resources, Precious, how are the Nigerian people living? Every day you see trucks from Sokoto down to Nasarawa, down to Jos Plateau, carrying minerals, raw minerals. And these trucks, shamefully, are escorted by Nigerian mobile policemen, armed to the teeth. And this natural resources are shipped out of this country on a daily basis. And your leaders are pretending as if they don't know why we have. Do you know why we have persistent insecurity? Let me even talk about our insecurity. The kind of the gold they're mining in the north. The illegal mining going on in the north. The governors in the north cannot say they do not know. But their last meeting where they held them, they said they were suspending mining for 6 months. And I said, what mining are you people suspending? Is it that the federal government has been mining in the north, mining our mineral resources, and the people are not benefiting from it? So you have heads of state who do not think about the growth of Africa. They do not think about the growth of their own country. All they think about is how to thief, embezzle, involve themselves in money laundering. They steal from the people. They send it abroad. So how do you expect such people to draw a roadmap for the African nations to develop? That's where the problem is. And that is why when, the Sahel nations came together, the 3 nations, and said they're breaking out of ECOWAS. Because ECOWAS has failed every African person. Let us start with ECOWAS. You have 6 tight presidents, part of ECOWAS. Have they ever spoken to them to say, the way you guys are running your country, the kind of democracy you're running, is not good for the image of Africa? Have they been able to do that? So bringing it back to Benin and Nigeria's involvement, tomorrow, this thing will hunt Nigerians.
Absolutely. Well, hey, not go hunt me, oh. They should face who
Because
did
even
it,
if the coup fails, tomorrow somebody will wake up and say, oh, we had bad governance. And when somebody was going to save us, the Nigerian people stopped it.
Exactly. Eh?
Whether the aircrafts landed, whether you deployed soldiers, so long as you have entered into their territory and they have seen those aircrafts, they will hold Nigerians responsible tomorrow. And then at that particular time, we will not have anything to say because we have infringed on their sovereignty. So I don't know why Mr. President would do that. Mr. President did not consider the fact that 200 million Nigerians are still battling with insecurity in our land. And then you want to now add that of another nation to it. How do we get out of it? Everybody keeps saying, oh, Donald Trump is irrational. Donald Trump. Oh, you have a president that is more irrational than Donald Trump. The only difference is one is white, one is black. And with the American system, the president cannot just do anything. He needs to get approval. In Nigeria, the Senate, the judiciary, everything has been pocketed by the president.
Hey!
So, for me, what you have running in Benin Republic, in as much as you want to call it democracy, it is nothing but dictatorship. That is the system they are running. And so you find out the same African leaders who are running same kind of system in their countries will support such situation. In as much as I don't want anything called military rule, but the politicians themselves are giving room for it. It is the politicians, their lifestyle, their attitude, the way they behave, they're the ones that are calling the military. So when they do it, and it happens, they look for who to blame. They never blame themselves. When you rig election, when you make the election, not transparent, when you stop people from speaking their minds, when you cage the press, what kind of leadership is that? Is that not dictatorship?
All right.
What
So
makes it different from military rule?
talking about the dictatorship, it's important that we put this into proper context and actually explain to people the reason we even invoke the coup or the coup attempts, as you may say the coup don't fail, or the coup from even taking place in the first place. Now, research on what's in Kosam, a couple of reasons, right? Because the they call the military, then they accuse the president of mismanaging the country and letting the military's fight against jihadist insurgents, because themselves they face some kind of issues. But they are northern region too, just like we face the same insurgency. Specific grievances and actions where we say, then talk about one, then talk say the rebels cite the government's handling of the increasing jihadist insurgency in northern Benin as a major reason for their actions. And then they talk say, other critics they also accuse the Talon administration of becoming increasingly repressive, like the 1 year opposition. Just like you said, a lot of journalists and all of that have been pushed back and pushed down. In fact, a recent constitutional amendment extended President Talon's terms from 5 years to 7 years. So he was supposed to do 5 years to double 10 years. In 10 years on the one end now, it can't say no, that's 7 years, double 10. So what it means is that as this 10 years end now, it will stay for another 4 years again. Now, this of course was seen as a potential power grab by the ruling coalition. So I think that is by the ruling party. So additionally, the main opposition party's candidate was recently barred from contesting the upcoming elections that will happen next year. That is just the same thing with Cameroon do. By the opposition leader. By the way, the opposition leader for Cameroon, now we hear say he died for detention because they get to detain him. Wow. After being banned from contesting the election. And not just Cameroon, I think it's Djibouti that also did the same thing. Bar opposition too from contesting. I don't know why we do this kind of things. So they said the main opposition party's candidate was recently barred from contesting the upcoming elections due to a court ruling on insufficient backing, which contributed to general political grievances in the country. There were also, of course, accusations of economic mismanagement. The soldiers mentioned bad social and economic management as a reason for the attempted coup or the attempt to seize power. In January 2025, 2 of Talon's associates were sentenced to 20 years in prison for an alleged 2024 coup plot, which some analysts point to as part of the country's tense political climate. So the coup ultimately, with what we hear so far, it don't fail, succeed. But there's still tension for inside the country. Now, if all of these accusations will be said that accuse the president not true, again, why African leaders and indeed the world this silent about the plight of their people?
Precious.
Where they put their lives on the line to protect the country.
Precious. Hold on. You say why do the world or African world leaders keeping silent? They are beneficiaries of the stealing of the African leaders. They are the beneficiaries. When your leaders in Nigeria steal money, where do they take it to? Do they take it to Ndoki? Or do they take it to Omoye? If they were stealing from Nigeria and using it to develop where they come from, we will understand. But when they steal, where do they take this money to? They take them abroad. When the late Abacha was alive and was stealing, where was he taking the money to? The last time when the DSS or the EFCC invited Malami, for which they took his international passport, was it not because of, they said about 400 billion or whatever, that was linked to Abacha? Where is the money?
So that is recovered loot that was relooted.
It could be. But the truth of the matter is that because these countries are beneficiaries of the stealing in Africa, what's their business? You think they care about you? You think they care about the African people? Because you have leaders. You and I have given up our sovereignty to our leaders. So if our leaders decide to misuse and abuse it, it's our business. We are supposed to have institutions that work. And these institutions are supposed to be independent, completely independent of each other. The executive arm of government, the legislative arm of government, the judiciary arm of government, they're supposed to be independent. They should apply checks and balances. But that is not what you have running in the entire African nations. Even the moment you are a 10-year-old is elected president, the first thing he does is to take the legislative arm of government and put under his foot. He takes the judiciary arm of government and put under his armpit. So whatever he says becomes law. You are seeing it playing out in your own country. Nigeria is a country where you have governors who spent 8 years in their states with nothing to show for. They're all in the Senate. That is where they retire to. Then when you call them to come and give account, what happens? You saw how EFCC was running after Yaya Bello. What has happened to it? You saw the one that they invited Okowa. What has happened to it? Why can we in Africa, especially in Nigeria, how many of your past leaders have been probed?
Okay, so Prince Francis Chilaka, also remember that some people, they look at from the angle, say President Tinubu acted well for deploying jets already, because, I mean, you cannot accept any coup around your vicinity, because that's very dangerous for you personally. So
whoever is saying that needs mental health check. Yes. They need mental health check. If America had deployed their own plane like that, how would Nigerians have felt?
But then again, as you talk about the fighter jets, how is it that we can send fighter jets to another country, but we have thousands, hundreds of our people dying every day in the hands of insurgents?
Did you not hear that your fighter jets?
And we not only deploy fighter jets to them.
Did you not hear that your fighter jets, whether I went on reconnaissance or whether I went on whatever I went, nobody knows. We have not been told what brought it down. So in other words, we seem to have two types of jets. We have the ones that their engine is faulty and everything. Once they fly within Nigeria, they come down. And then we have the ones that are very new that you can send to another country. That is what we have.
So we're not getting one will be sent to terrorists to kill them.
See, precious, there's something about this, but there's something about leadership in this country that a lot of people are not asking questions. You remember the young Air Force lady that was mysteriously killed?
Yes. I think
Rose, welcome.
Yes. Nobody has asked questions. Nobody has told us the result of the investigation that led to her death. It wasn't that she was driving. It wasn't that she was on the express. Within, I mean, the jet when they carry, when go down, whether not for which state when it go down. We need to know the year. Not just we need to know the year it was made. We need to know the state of the engine. Why did they send that type of jet to Benin Republic? May go crash land for the airport. For me personally, what our president has done is unacceptable. You are interfering in the internal wrangling of another country. That is what he has done.
That's what I wanted us to hear. Now, let me go to... There's a video that I want to play. Oh, Nigeria. Oh, see, your France president. See, I spoke with Tinubu of Nigeria. I conveyed France's solidarity in the face of the various security challenges, particularly terrorist threats in the north. At this request, we will strengthen our partnership with the authorities and our support of the affected population. We call all partners to step up engagement. Hey! Oh, Nigeria. What? Etilule. Etilule. See the fight still ongoing. This is Benin. I wish these people go send help to them. What a disgrace. Africa giant my foot. Mosquito, termites. Oh! Listen to this.
Tinubu government bombed Benin Republic on order of French President Macron amidst military coup. That's the breaking news. So there were conversations of a coup happening in Benin Republic. And if you understand geopolitics happening across West African axis right now is that the French used to control most of our neighboring countries. Benin Republic, Mali, Burkina Faso, most of our Western African countries were all colonized by France. And over the past couple of years, we have seen many of them breaking the stronghold of France, having coup and probably trying to say no more to colonialism. Let us run our country the way we want to run it. And the closest of our neighbors, once you just cross the Badagry Bridge, the Seme border, is Benin Republic. And earlier today, a coup was carried out in Benin Republic. We did not get the whole information in details, but what we were hearing that there were news of the coup failed, the coup succeeded, the coup failed, and later on, we heard rumors of Tinubu was planning to invade Benin Republic at the behest of the French president. I have made videos previously asking what did Tinubu go to France to do. We have no ties to France. We're not colonized by France. In fact, there's no past government, Nigerian government that have a close ally to the French people. We don't speak French, right? But people, and I made that video and I exclusively told Nigerians this is why Tinubu always goes to France, because Tinubu's godfather, by the man called Chagoury, is currently based in France. And he's currently the one that does all the negotiating for Tinubu behind the scenes in France. And so therefore Tinubu alliance is to France. And I believe that he has to hold on to France because France can be the ones that will water down whatever actions America wants to take against him. They can negotiate for him. They can put in good words for him. So I believe that's why he's trying to strategically hold on to France. And if you remember, when the Nigeria-Republic coup happened, Tinubu was also pushed by the French to invade Niger, but they had a very strong resistance from the northern part of Nigeria. Why? Because our northern brothers and Niger share common boundaries. In fact, they are brothers and sisters. You can enter Niger and out of to Nigeria from different parts of the north without you even knowing that you have left Nigeria. And there was a quick resistance. There was a pushback, and Bola Tinubu did not go ahead with that. But we are seeing right now at the behest of the French government that Bola Tinubu has invaded Benin Republic. Our military that has not been able to tame terrorism for the past 15 years are now being used to stage an active war in a country that we have no business with. And I'm asking today, if Tinubu can invade a sovereign nation, albeit because they are smaller, what is going to stop a bigger nation from invading Nigeria tomorrow? If Trump now chooses to fulfill his mission of invading Nigeria, on what justification can any Nigerian come out tomorrow and say, no, you have no right to invade Nigeria? But you just did the same to Benin Republic yesterday. So you now see and understand why the people that we put in, how the people that we put in power can affect the lives of 200 million people without us even knowing. On a Sunday like this now, Tinubu don't carry Nigeria's entire war. Imagine a very strong nation right now coming, and imagine Russia coming and take the side of the coupists and back them and say, no, we'll go down our back. Just imagine the scenario and arm them and say, go and revenge in Nigeria. We have automatically triggered a war with our neighbors. And we Civilians that we know nothing about, we just jump into a war because we have a very senile, insensitive, stupid man occupying Aso Rock. There is problem in Nigeria. I have been insisting APC has to die. APC has to. Nigeria, we have to end these criminals. We have to pursue them. Before one day we'll wake up and have set us at war. It's still breaking news, it's still an upcoming event. Hopefully we see and follow it to the very true. But let it be known that Tinubu has triggered the button that can lead to the invasion of Nigeria, and Nigerians won't have a say.
On that note, my people, I don't get anything else to add. That's what's currently happening in Nigeria. Tinubu invaded Benin Republic. Well, it's still an evolving story. They claim that they already have it under control, but word is out that they don't yet. They're fighting. There's back-to-back fights going on. I'm sure that by tomorrow there'll be more clips coming out. Maybe somebody will give a speech, and then we'll know who actually is in charge by tomorrow. With that, my people, make I leave on a Sunday. I know they usually do come out on Sundays for content, but this was very important. I know I said I was going to bring back the video where it kept interrupting earlier on the day. I don't know, it's about 3 hours and 45 minutes long. I probably will bring that to you guys tomorrow morning first thing, so you guys can listen to the takeaway from it. But who knows, maybe events would have overtaken that. You understand? So what a shame. Yeah, Namva, it's a shame. Shame on the president. Shame on him. Nigerians are not in support. Majority Nigerians are not in support. So, hey, shame on him. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for joining. I'll see you guys on my next one. Thank you. Bye.